Hello. I'd like to thank everyone for this opportunity to share my thoughts and advice on a subject I'm passionate about, which is how to help you find a home in this new world. And I know that you've read and you've seen in the media and the newspapers the current state of affairs of the residential and mortgage markets, and you formed an opinion. And for the next 45 minutes, I'd like to give you a better, deeper understanding of exactly what it's going to take to get you a home in this new world. Now, on the line today is a person, a first-time home buyer who I helped get into a home recently. This home dropped about 40% in value, and before he was probably priced out of the market. A couple of months ago, he was able to take advantage, though. His name is Jesse Jordan, and he's on the phone today. And I wanted to talk a little bit about his story, and if you're like Jesse, this may be the best time for you to buy your first home. Jesse, are you on the line?
Yes, I am.
Excellent. Jesse, I want to just basically ask you a couple questions and tell your story. Let me ask you first, how'd you hear about me?
Oh, I heard about you through some coworkers. You helped one guy out tremendously, and he passed the word to another. Then it passed on, and the advice was that you're really supportive, you know your stuff, and you'll stick with me the whole way. So I thought I'd go with you.
Excellent. Oh, before we get started, for the callers, I'd like you to know that if you have a question, just punch in *1 on your pad, and you'll go into a question queue. And as soon as we have a break, I'll be able to answer your questions. Jesse, do you remember the first time we met?
Oh, yes, I do.
Won't you tell us a little bit about that?
It was more of just breaking the ice type of tone, and asking me a lot of questions, exactly what I was looking for. You kind of needed some information about what I was looking for in order to direct me into the proper path. So basically what I was looking for, the areas I was looking for, foreclosure versus new, rehab versus up to standard, bedroom size, just a lot of different things about what I do in my life, just to get to know me a little better, just an introduction.
Jesse, do you remember before we actually met? I think we had a couple conversations before. I know that I think the first time I spoke to you was in April. And then do you remember at all? I mean, generally, I think we talked about, just getting you ready and things of that nature. And then you had called me, I think it was about a Bryan's Road property. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And I think we talked about getting you pre-approved, and basically I remember putting you on a list where it would send you homes for sale. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember that. But I think more importantly was getting to know a little bit about your situation as far as the credit situation before you can get pre-qualified, pre-approved, and before really, I think you should start looking for homes. You should know what your situation is. Me myself, I went to freecreditreport.com. I paid for all three, and in my past, in my early 20s, in my early days, I made a lot of mistakes, and so I just accepted the fact for many years that my situation was bad. But come to find out, after looking at it, that you might be surprised on what your situation is. I talked to my loan officer, highlighted a path on how we should tackle the credit situation. I decided to pay small bills first, and but I got in contact with all of them and paid the small bills first, and then tackled the big bills one by one. And slowly but surely, my credit score rose. And but besides that, yes, getting pre-approved is the next big step. That's when after you get your score to a good number, then you would start sending your paperwork to different banks to see what you qualify for. One thing I did learn also is the number that they pre-approve you for does not mean you have to use all of it, because you still need to remember to stay within your range. Another big move before we got going was first-time homeowners class. Very informative. I think you get one yourself, and just gives you the springboard to go on. Also, it gives you a better chance with your pre-approval when the bank sees that you have that, and which, of course, I learned all from you.
Those are really good points. The loan officer that you met with, was this, long ago? How long before the transaction did you meet with your loan officer? Was this Malika, or was it another person?
It started off with more phone conversations. You can learn a lot about the situation before you can even start with the paperwork. I did end up faxing some copies of my credit report to touch bases and get some groundwork, because I think that a lot of the people that they were dealing with weren't as close as they thought they were, and so this is kind of a warming up. And then they kept in touch the whole time and answered all my questions. And then once I got closer, she didn't wait until I got all the way to in range. She waited till I got closer in range. Then we started devising our plan, and that's when I finally came and met her. Okay. I actually met her after I did my first-time homeowners class. Okay. And everything went smoothly after that.
For those who don't know, Malika's my wife. She's our loan officer, and she'll be providing a free credit analysis if you choose to, if this is something that you want to proceed with doing. Jesse, let's talk about your home finding, home buying process a little more. Do you remember how many contracts you wrote? Do you remember how long it took you to find a home?
First thing I can say about that is patience. You have to have a little patience. People would like to go in with this big idea of what they want by detail, but you will have to go through a lot of looking before you could fit all your criteria plus your price range. That's the key issue then. Or you might find what you want, but it's not in a location that you want. So one thing I could say is patience. You need, I wrote things down that were very important to me. My loan officer and Marcus here, that was a very big piece of information that they needed also, so that they can see me the right direction. Location is what I started with. I chose Fort Washington, Clinton area, somewhere low-key where there's not a lot of traffic, but it's all up to you. Now, you might have a few days of going out with Marcus. We might pick 8, 9 properties, and we'll just go out and visit each one, walk through them. He'll tell you the ins and outs, what to look for, what the inspector might look for, any concerns that he knows from his experience of dealing with houses. But the main thing is knowing what you want. He will send you listings all the time of any new listings that hit the market. He will send them to you. It'll give you the picture, whether it has a basement or not, how many garage or not, the style of the house. Sometimes they give you more than one picture of the inside. Some don't give you pictures at all. You have to go by yourself, but you can't rely only on Marcus. Sometimes you have to just take a listing of the ones you like and go by yourself. Ride out to the properties, map out a way of just hitting all your houses and doing a little research yourself. And then after that, you give him what you like from the outside. Then you talk to Marcus so you can set up looking at the inside. But it does take a while. It took me a while to find. I put in a couple of contracts, and I lost the bid. One of them